Personally, I was fired from a job in 1978 for being gay, and it was specifically for being gay. They told me I was being fired for being a lesbian, and when I went and tried to get unemployment, I couldn't get it because they said I was fired for homosexuality, so I didn't qualify for unemployment.
I would come out to people at Apple. Apple did not have a non-discrimination policy on sexual orientation, and I came out to individuals that I was close with. I'd take them into a conference room. I would tell them I was gay and I had a lover, but please don't tell anybody else. I want to be in control of the information myself. I don't know how people will react.
When I was at San Jose State, my last year at San Jose State as a student, I decided to go racing sports cars. And I remember being at a race, and I had driven this one man's car because he broke his leg and he needed his car driven. So I drove the car for him. I was having a conversation with some people, and I remember him saying, you know, when I first knew Wigsy, I thought she was one of those. And now I know her, she's such a nice person, she can't possibly be. I didn't see how the connection was there. But that, you know, I remember that to myself. That was I was so proud of myself of being able to hide and keep, you know, my personal life secret, because it was really pretty frightening to be out.
It was actually at Stanford, and this would have been mid to late 70s. LGBTQ people weren't as out as people are now, and so once a month there'd be a little ad in the Stanford Daily, which was a daily newspaper, that would very cryptically talk about getting together, and it was always off campus.
When I came to live to San Jose, I realized that the only way to make community, meet people, friends, anything, even pickups or whatever you wanted, it was the bars. And at the beginning it was shocking to me because I wasn't so used to go to bars in Mexico, but then of course, then I made friends and started making community. And I saw how important that was, because also that was the only option.
In the 1970s, the entire gay community was centered in the bars. Everything happened in the bars. If you wanted to meet people, you went to the bars because that was the only place to go to meet people. You have to remember that the gay community was in its infancy. Everything was new and exciting, and gay pride was exciting. Everything was new. And so the only place that you could go and feel safe and secure and with your own people was in the bars. And there were tons of gay bars, and all the social life was based on that, because it wasn't just hanging around in bars. They all had softball teams, and there were bowling leagues, and there were all these things to do, but all that social life came out of the bars.
I moved to the Valley in the fall of '76. I came out to go to graduate school, and I ended up living in East Palo Alto because it was cheap and it was close to Stanford. I was surprised to learn once I moved there that on the 1900 block of University Avenue, there were actually 2 gay bars and a bathhouse, you know, in an area that otherwise you would have never expected that. And further, there were a couple of apartment complexes, one of which we called the Homo Heights and one we called Faggot Flats, but they were almost 100% gay and lesbian.
When I came out, there were still laws on the books about gay people dancing together. You could be arrested for doing it. Gay bars were still being raided for absolutely no reason. It was ridiculous. The first time I was in a bar and the police came in, and the lady sitting next to me said, "Take your ID out, put it on the bar, and put your hands flat on the bar. Sit there, look forward, and do not talk back to them." And the people who didn't do that, who turned around and objected or said, "What are you doing? You can't do that," they were all arrested for nothing. And this was in the 70s.